that net front office wouldn't hesitate to make a big move. This is an organization that seeks to compete for championships and nothing else.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the floor for Boston, Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Horford is out there with Amir Johnson. And it's Crowder in at the 3, the small forward. Thomas kicks to Horford. That's in there. Thomas with the assist.
Just a terrific delivery into the low post. Love to get those buckets nice and close, high percentage shots.
Here's James. Right through the D for the layup. LeBron's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, even the best defense can't stop LeBron James from draining shots in the paint like there. He is just so gifted that close to the rim.
Now here's Crowder. He kicks it to Thomas. And that one's off. He misses his first shot of the game. Well, Isaiah Thomas, a first-time All-Star in 2016, only the second player in NBA history, 5'9" or shorter, to merit that honor. I didn't know that.
Yeah, following in the footsteps of the legendary Calvin Murphy. And for a guy taken with the 60th and final pick of the 2011 draft, Thomas no longer Mr. Irrelevant. Another step in his quest to become the best under 6-foot basketball player to ever lace him up.
And here is Johnson after J.R. Smith getting his 3 to go. And the shot goes down.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And he had the size advantage, too. Everything working in his favor in that situation.
Irving with it. Now Thomas defending. James has a 2-pointer. That shot off. And it's Boston the other way. Outside Bradley. Johnson the screen. 6 to shoot. Thomas kicks to Bradley. From deep. Good work defensively by Smith. For Cleveland, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Irving. And it's sent back by Horford. Smith against Bradley. Thomas passes to Horford. And Thompson sends it back.
That's where Thompson's length comes into play. You think you can sneak a shot over him, but he'll swat it right back at you. That's just too easy. No one with size willing to switch over, and that left the smaller defender stranded.
Here's Bradley. Picked by Horford. Thomas outside. And that concludes the first quarter of play. NBA push the tempo right now. As a former point guard, did you prefer playing at that kind of pace, at a faster pace?
Well, first of all, I grew up a Showtime Lakers fan. So they play it at, breakneck pace. Magic out in the open floor. James Worthy on one wing. Kareem running the lane line. I loved playing at a faster pace. I mean, for players, you're out in space. You're able to show off your athleticism. The best part of my game was my handles, Kevin.
Right. Well, people always say that when, if you're playing basketball, they're quarterbacking the offense. If you're playing football, you're the point guard of the offense. So it seems to me like those two positions are really the same position, maybe the most important position in all of sports.
No, I think so. I don't think there's any question because the ball is in your hands and you are an extension of the head coach, whether you're talking football or basketball.
Quick thinking people play that position. That's a compliment for you, Doris.
I appreciate that.
Amon Shumpert is out there with LeBron James. Then it's Williams. Then there's Channing Frye. And it's Korver in at the 2 guard. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, when Kevin Love was in Minnesota, he developed into a 3-point shooter, but he said, I know I'm not a stretch 4. I'm a post player that can shoot. It's like Kevin McHale used to tell me, just go where they ain't. I try to space the floor as best as I can. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A., and spacing so crucial in today's game. Olynyk, a screen on Korver. Smart dishes to Horford.
If you look at the Cavs offense, I think there's a lot to like. They can shoot it, they're sure-handed with the basketball, and they're very good at attacking the offensive glass.
It's his first trip to the line.
An 80% shooter. The work he's done at the line this season, one word, solid.
That free throw, no good. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. The Celtics also changing it up. Jay Crowder comes in for Brown. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Rozier. He hits the second from the line. 1:15 left here in the second. Outside Irving. It's a pick by Love. No one near Smith as he lets it go. Had the space there, but it's offline. And Doris, you talk about the offensive rebounding for the Cavaliers with Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love. You've got your hands full.
Oh, Kevin, these are elite players on the offensive glass. And as a defense, it's hard enough containing LeBron and Kyrie. Now you bring help. Their bigs are at the rim cleaning up any misses. What a great recipe for success.
And I love the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence.
Stolen by Thompson.
A chance here to go 2 for 1.
That has to be their mindset. Get as quick a shot as possible.
In the corner, Irving with it. Lets it go from the wing. Knocks it loose.
Who knows what happened there, but I'm sure the defense is aware they dodged a bullet.
Lets it go with a three. Thomas, no good. Jefferson. The shot will not fall. And so it's a close game. Celtics trail by 5.
I think everyone knows Cleveland is the team to beat in the East. They steamrolled through the Eastern Conference a year ago. And I think as long as their roster stays pretty much intact, they've got to continue to exert that dominance.
Second half underway. Here's who Brad Stevens got on the floor. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Jay Crowder out there with Amir Johnson. And it's Horford in at the 5 down low.
Well, that's a prime example of why Tristan Thompson is considered one of the best offensive rebounders in the game right now.
And this Cavs team, a veteran-laden group, Doris, no question about that. They're great, but do they have a way to get even better?
Well, it's interesting because their core players are either at their peak or perhaps on the downswing, and they probably need to luck out in the draft or free agency to move the needle from here.
For 3, Love sinks the three-pointer. And now a 10-point Cavalier lead.
Boy, Love worked to develop that three-point game, and it's so important to his success.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Channing Frye's checked in for Thompson. Shumpert comes in for Kevin Love. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for J.R. Smith. And it's Williams in for Kyrie Irving. And then for Boston, Brown, he's checked in for Horford. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Rozier. That shot misses. Nice D from Williams.
Not what they were looking for. 3 straight misses to start the third.
And Cavs coach Tyronn Lue very comfortable in his own skin. Doris not intimidated to coach his superstar talent.
Well, Kevin, as you know, the best coaches in this league hold everyone accountable. And remember, Ty Lue has known LeBron since LeBron James was in high school. And you have to love that he engages the big 3 in conversation, making sure all 3 are comfortable.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
And the dunk by James.
I'd say the strength of a locomotive and the finesse of a ballerina each time he takes it to the rim.
54 seconds left in the third. Brown outside. Just 5 on the clock. And that one comes up a bit short.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Korver sets the screen for Williams. Out left to the wing for 3. Frye. Rebound Boston.
I'd like to see them use a little clock here.
I'd like to see them use the whole clock. Make sure this is the final possession of the quarter.
Now here's Bradley. Tries from 10 and released it in time, but it's off the mark. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Cavaliers on top, leading by 9. Folks, the fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Cleveland leading by 9. Sharpshooters Irving and J.R. Smith are the backcourt duo. Love and Thompson, the hard rebounding post pair. And it's Jefferson in at the 3 spot. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. Bradley, no one around him. Off target from outside. Cleveland's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. And it's Smith missing. Celtics trail by 9. Bradley kicks to Thomas. And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That's his first foul. Austin with the ball. Screened by Olynyk. Passes it to Thomas. 6 to shoot. Hits the front of the rim and out.
And he has slipped into a funk. You can see the confidence is shaken.
Confidence, he's lacking poise. He's forcing things that aren't there. He's just taking shots out of rhythm.
That one goes. Count it.
Nothing better than a hustle play like that. It gets the whole team amped up, sets the example for everyone.
Doris, you've interviewed so many coaches over the years. Which coaches do you enjoy interviewing the most?
Well, I have to say my classmate, Billy Donovan.
No kidding.
We were both point guards in the class of '87. I like to tell Billy he was the second best one in that class, in fact. I do enjoy.
I bet he enjoys that, too. He's a good man, isn't he? Huh?
He is, no question about it. And because he's new to the league, he's not objecting quite yet to the ad nauseum questions we tend to ask over and over.
How about quickly talking with Greg Popovich at San Antonio, which is always a challenge, whether you're calling the game or you're on the sideline?
I want you to understand something. When I'm walking over to Greg Popovich, I want you to understand that my heart is pounding. I'm probably sweating.
No, come on.
And I'm trying not to shake.
Oh, come on. That's against everything you are. I know that. It's always good conversation, though. He's perfect from the line this time. Here's Irving. We've got 1:48 left in the game. Love with the screen on Thomas. Irving for 3, and Horford pulls it down.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Thomas passes to Smart. Down low. Good on that shot, and with that, the Cavalier lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Horford. Cavaliers have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Smith dishes to Irving. Fires at the elbow. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Irving's got 4 this quarter.
Boy, Irving's so comfortable at any range. A mid-range jumper, though, that's his sweet spot.
52 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Kicks it to Jefferson. He feeds it to Irving. That doesn't go in either for Irving. Here's Smart. The 19-footer is on the money. Irving with it. They're in good position here to ride it out.
Certainly. If they just play smart, this game's over.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Fires the 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. And the Cavaliers lead by 10.
And just a terrific job of taking care of business in front of the home fans.
You can feel the love that this crowd has for them. I think the passion of their supporters made a huge difference in tonight's outcome.
There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Pass to Rozier. Boston, no good that time either. Outside Williams. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the...
So Cleveland will get the first possession. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the floor for Boston. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Horford is out there with Johnson. And it's Crowder in at the three.
David versus Goliath, except this time, the bigger man wins this one.
Thomas a screen. Horford kicks to Bradley. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper.
Oh, man, how about that vision from Horford? I mean, it's all about hitting the open man. High efficiency offense right there.
Smith with a screen on Thomas. LeBron with it. Now guarded by Crowder. Clock at 6. Lets it go. LeBron with another miss. On defense, the Cavaliers.
And gang, think about LeBron James now in his 30s. I mean, seems like he's been in this league for forever, and it's easy to forget that he's already logged over 45,000 minutes in his career. I mean, that's more than Jordan, Magic, Larry, Neek, Iverson. I mean, you could go down the list. It takes a toll on your body. I think what will help him, though, is he's got the mind. I mean, from an IQ standpoint, it's up there with the greats who've ever played the game, and that's what allows you to sustain excellence over a long period of time.
Here's Thomas. Following the basket by Kevin Love. Here's Horford. Again, the miss by Horford. The Cavaliers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And the Cleveland Cavaliers winning the first title in franchise history, upsetting the favorites, the Golden State Warriors. First time ever a team returned from a 3-1 deficit in the finals to win it.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Jumper comes in for Smith, and it's Williams in for Kyrie Irving. And then for Boston, Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Johnson. Marcus Smart comes in for Bradley. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Thomas. Here's Crowder. Love grabs the board. And GA, the Cavs are now the hunted team. Do you like their chances of repeating as champions?
I think they've got as good a chance as anyone, and probably better because they really have owned the East. If they can stay healthy, no reason to think they can't do it again.
For Boston, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Smart kicks to Horford. Horford double team. The pass to Rozier. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. Rozier's got his first points in this one.
One of the best passing pivot men in the league. Horford does so many things to help you win ball games.
On the wing, James. 4 seconds.
Wow. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
Defense paying huge dividends for them through the first.
You're right. They've been extremely active, physical, really dictating the flow of this game.
LeBron James is out there with Channing Frye. Then there's Irving. And it's Smith. And it's Korver in at the 2-guard position. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. James has a 2-pointer. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up. And 2 shots coming up. And LeBron James, a 4-time MVP, widely considered as the best basketball player in the world. The last few seasons, though, Steph Curry has called that into question. What do you think, Greg?
Well, listen, Steph Curry's amazing, but I think you look at the overall impact on the game, I'd still give a slight edge to LeBron James. He does everything from rebounding like a forward to scoring like a wing to passing like a point guard. Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
There's a screen. Irving for three. For three, Fry. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Fry's got the lead up to 6 now for the Cavs. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Thomas kicks to Horford. And good that time. Horford's got his second bucket of the night.
And when he gets it in close, Al Horford is one of the best, one of the premier finishers in this league.
Thomas against Irving. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Horford. Smart wide open. He fires. That three off the mark. Cleveland leading by 4.
And how about the Celtics? Over the last 3 seasons, climbing up from a subpar defensive team to elite status. You look around the league, there may not be a better perimeter defensive trio than Marcus Smart, Avery Bradley, and Jay Crowder.
James with the bucket.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
The screen from Brown. There's 57 seconds left in the first half. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And as good as the Celtics have been defensively, Chris, Coach Brad Stevens thinks they can get even better.
Well, yeah, at times they've been a bunch of hacks. They still foul too often and struggled on the defensive glass. I think they've needed more shot blocking inside. If they can address those issues, this defense could be scary.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. Then for the Celtics, Crowder, he's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Avery Bradley comes in for Brown. And it's Rozier in for Thomas. There's 31 seconds left in the first half of the game. Rozier kicks to Horford. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
And Horford, a pretty steady free throw shooter. He had a few down seasons, maybe due to those pectoral tears, but I'll tell you what, he's been right up there around 80%.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
Amir Johnson's checked in for Smart. So Horford gets 2.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Now here's Williams. He kicks it to Love. Misses off the left iron.
Just a quality performance, and we do expect to see that from him, and he's always setting the bar high for himself. And sometimes I think we just kind of get numb to how good this guy really is.
Well, success breeds confidence. You can see it in his body language. He believes in everything he's doing right now.
On the court right now for the Celtics, Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Amir Johnson is out there with Jay Crowder. And it's Horford in at the 5. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kyrie Irving is an elite offensive player at his position, but he's trying to improve his focus at the defensive end. He said, "I was always that guy getting called out on film. You get tired of it after a while. It's all about effort. You want to be a guy that your teammates trust." Kevin, we know that point guard is one of the most stocked positions in the league. They need Irving to stay locked in.
Definitely a lot of responsibility at that point guard position. They don't get many nights off. Absolutely not. Thanks, D.A. And the city of Cleveland still aglow from their first major professional sporting title in over 52 years.
They waited a lifetime, Kevin. In the end, it was a native son, LeBron James, who returned to lead them to glory. You just couldn't script it any better.
For the Cavaliers, Channing Frye's checked in for Tristan Thompson. And it's Korver in for Kevin Love. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Boston. Smart comes in for Johnson. And now the first timeout called here for Boston. Brown is checked in for Bradley. 1:44 left in the third quarter. Brown with it. Olynyk, a screen on Smith. Here's Brown. And the rejection by James. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. An explosion of emotion from him.
It's still hard to imagine how much passion he plays with. I mean, I love seeing that kind of fire.
Brown. And then Brown with the dunk.
Oh, nice look there from Smart, finding the open man.
And in a draft class full of great wing players, it is easy to sleep on Jaylen Brown, but he can become a great player. Has everything you want from a wing in terms of skill set and that physicality. He could have a ceiling just as high as anybody else in this draft.
A different look now for Cleveland. Love's check in for Fry. Mon Shumpert has come in for Smith, and it's Williams in for Irving. And the Celtics also making a change. Rozier's checked in.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Williams kicks to Love. Fires for three. It's hauled in by Brown. And you look at Jaylen Brown. He can go at the rim, pull up to shoot, plays good D. If his jumper gets a little more consistent, he can be scary.
Yeah, and that is what this team was hoping for when they drafted it. Just looking at the areas that he needs to work on, they are all, I think, correctable things. He's going to put up a lot of highlights over the course of his career.
Here's Williams. Outside for Korver. Love dishes to Williams. And here is James. He has 6. From deep. Misses the shot.
Nice defense there. That's Crowder's focus every time he takes the court.
The third quarter comes to a close. Cavaliers lead by 6. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. Fourth quarter of action getting started. Cleveland leading by 6. Sharpshooters Irving and J.R. Smith are the backcourt duo. Love and Thompson the hard rebounding post pair. And it's Jefferson in at the small forward. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
Well, he's picking his spots, understanding the game so well, helps them fuel this lead.
Thomas, good.
Oh, never shy about going inside. Thomas may be small, but he doesn't let that stop him.
Cleveland's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Here's Irving. Love with the screen on Thomas. Smith with it, now guarded by Bradley. Smith kicks to Irving. For 3. That doesn't go in either for Irving. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Horford the pass to Bradley. It's stolen by Smith. Irving from long range. Jefferson dishes to Smith. Rejected by Crowder.
Big defensive play by Crowder, snuffing him out there.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
That's what I'm talking about. That's just picture-perfect defense there. Really stifled his man and gave him no chance at a clean look.
One-on-one fast break. And the foul on Avery Bradley. That's his first foul. And the Cavaliers making a change here. James is checked in. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. It's a pick by Love. Irving kicks to Smith. There's the dish to James. Outside Irving. Just 5 on the clock. Another miss by Irving.
You are shocked when he misses open shots like that. The D should be thanking their lucky stars right now.
Thomas passes to Bradley. Back to Thomas. Releases. That shot misses. So Cleveland will take it the other way. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Irving. Off the mark, and the drought continues.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
Well, it hasn't been his best, just to say the least. He just needs to calm down out there and let the game come to him.
Leases 1 from 3.
One of the most competitive and courageous players you'll see. Thomas rising to the moment.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock.
You can see that he definitely takes rebounding seriously, and his size really helps him come down with plenty of those tough boards.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're down by 3. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And you know what? You got a couple options here. You can take the 3 to tie it or get the quick 2 and then a foul.
Oh, you're exactly right. But with time remaining, if they get a clean look from distance, I think they have to take it.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, look, here's what Brad Stevens went over with his guys during the break. And he's pushing them to empty the tank. He said, I know you're tired and it's been a tough game, but we can't hold back. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I want you full speed, guys.
That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're losing by 4. 9 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. A 3 off the inbound. Boston again missing. And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
Ooh, a cutthroat effort at the line. That should put this one out of reach.
Dishes it to Horford. Here's Crowder. It's money from deep.
The crunch time bucket by Crowder. You love that confidence.
And the Cavaliers call time here. So it's a narrow win for the Cavaliers, pulling it out. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
I mean, these are those games that feel so great to win, and really, it's like a knife in the gut to lose. You got to love being